if the picture quality is any different because I went out and bought another burner phone, but I upgraded to the iPhone 12 Pro. It's a great phone. I remember having the 12 Pro. I'm using the 15 Pro is what I film all my videos on and make my phone calls. Wasn't gonna buy another 15 Pro. Bought this phone for only $1,200. Now, if I wasn't using the selfie mode, right? If I think about look at if I'm measuring from the door to here. If I switch it over to there, it doesn't let you change the, it lets you choose a filter, but it doesn't let you choose the camera. You know, like there's 3 lenses. What does that button do? Oh, that's something. I don't know what that's the light, okay. It doesn't let you choose the camera lenses. That sucks. Like, I wish they would give you that kind of control. But I don't know how this is going to work, or if it's going to work, because there's very little room in here. But it's so fucking hot outside. So hot. So what I'm going to do, let me see what tools I'm going to need here. A flathead screwdriver. Let me get one of those. I don't know if I'm going to need something other than a flathead. That light's on. I wish I had more light here. I don't know if I'm going to need to get the drill. I wanted to make a video about this because a lot of people were interested in it when I mentioned it. Doing an LED conversion. Which I have here. And hopefully there's no major problems. So I want to change out the original, I want to change the sealed beam headlights to LEDs. See, I can't go 2 fucking seconds without this dude texting me. And I had a whole kind of idea in my head how I wanted to do the video. I thought about, and really the best way to do it would be like to open these doors, but then all the sun would come in and the air conditioner would go out and it would suck. This car is so heavy and hard to move. I could not budge this fucking thing. I could not budge it. Like I was just trying to push it back about a foot and I could not budge this motherfucker. I had to crank it up and drive it back, 10 inches or whatever, because this thing weighs like 5,000 pounds. I could not, I'm a fairly strong guy, but I could not budge this thing. I just saw comments, but where did they go? Oh, wait. Let's see, live chat. Oh, okay, there they are. I wanted to see, it says, yeah, people are talking about Trump's verdict. Well, the thing is there hasn't been a sentencing. There has to be appeals. I'm sure there's more to it. I've had some people that are anti-Trump reaching out to me to gloat, and I said, I don't, and I know people have commented, don't talk politics, but man, politics. Okay, I went shopping at my local Smith's, which is Kroger's, last night to get some groceries, okay? Some basic shit, hot dogs and bread. Now, I like this brioche bread. It's really good, brioche bread. And it's a little more expensive than regular bread. Do you know how much a loaf of the brioche bread was? $7.99. $8 fucking dollars! Sorry for those of you playing your phone in public. I need not to do that, sorry. But I was ready to punch somebody. $8 for, and by the way, a half a loaf of bread. And then I got a pack of Nathan's, kosher hot dogs. 4 hot dogs in the pack. That was like $6, $7. So the thing is I try to explain to these people, I go, don't you get it? Don't you get it? Right? Look, guess who it is? Who do you think it is? Do you like men?
I do, Bob. I just came up with a great idea. I know you're going to love it.
No, listen. Settle down. Hold on. Let me take you off the speakerphone. Okay. Tell me. This is why I took you off speakerphone, because this is why I went and bought another iPhone, because every time I turn this thing on, you're gonna call, like right in the middle of it, and I'm working on the car, and I have the live webcam on when I'm working on the car, and so, well, I'm just telling you that even when I put it on Do Not Disturb, for some reason, your call comes right through and turns it off. I don't know what it is. I had to go get another phone. That's why I went and bought an iPhone 12 just for streaming. And within 5 minutes of turning it on, every single time, whatever, you'll call, like clockwork. You can feel it. You can feel it. You can talk to me now. I got another phone. I got 2 phones. I'll be hungry when that's over. He was like, what we should do, there's this friend of ours who hates Trump. He goes, I just had a great idea. This guy, he said, I saw online this guy is selling these 15-foot tall or 20-foot tall inflatable Trump things. Let's buy one and go put it on that dude's lawn. So I'm like, no, let's not. Just calm down, Eric. You're bored. Go back. He's not playing a kiss anymore, so he's coming up with stupid shit. So the thing is as I was telling to my friend, who I'm going to remain nameless, this other person, I said, you don't get it. Like, you realize that everything is 3 times the price that it was 3 years ago. That interest rates are so high that nobody can borrow any money or buy a property. We're now at war. The world is at war in Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. And that this president is turning a complete, total blind eye to the fact that we have, millions and millions of people just coming through the border, by the millions, to the point that Texas is now estimating their census that by 2030 will be 40 million people. That's insane. But that's not the president's fault. Everything's not the president's fault, but everything's the other president's fault. And I'm like, listen, it's not even about Trump winning. It's about, we got to get this guy out, and things got to be shook up and changed. Somebody has to be in charge of shit and says, okay, we have to get this inflation under control. We have to get these interest rates under control. We have to get these wars under control. A fucking loaf of bread, like the cheapest bread I could get was $3 for a loaf of bread. How could anybody survive? Like, how these minimum wage people, but even people making $20 minimum wage, like how are they're paying $2,000 for rent and $10, like a pack of bologna used to be 86 cents. Now it's fucking $5. So, and I'm over here working on Rolls Royces and shit. Maybe I'm just got my head in the sand, But I mean, if Cheeto doesn't win this November, and we literally have another 4 years of the Biden campaign, and he dies, and then Kamala Harris is in charge or whatever, what do you think the country's going to look like? Like, and there's people out there that want this. They literally want this. They're like, yeah. Because some 50-year-old blue-haired fucking liberal chick wants to have an abortion. No one's ever going to fuck her. She's never going to have one. She's a lesbian in the first place, so why would she get an abortion? You know what I mean? It's like these issues that people care about. These environmentalists, and they think they're going to change the world if they buy a Tesla. Just shit like that. These people are fucking dumb. I mean, if you're a single black mother with 3 kids working at Starbucks or some shit, and you go vote for that clown, how do you think you're going to live another 4 years without being in absolute just poverty? We have rampant crime like we've never seen because there's no consequences for people doing shit. And it's like, it's just like I never thought we would see this world. Things were going so well for 4 years. Like shit was evening out. And then all of a sudden just chaos with the pandemic, the fake pandemic, the fucking bullshit of all that other. I shouldn't say it's a fake pandemic. We did have a pandemic, but it was handled completely wrong. People put out of business, and then this crazy inflation. And why do we have inflation? Because they printed trillions of dollars to give to fucking Ukraine and Israel. And then you ask yourself, how did places like Michigan vote Democrat? Because of the millions of Muslims that live there, that are now shouting, "Death to America," on our soil. So how do you not think about politics? One of the most important things in our world is happening with this fucking sham trial. And I know people hate the orange dude. I get it. I know. He's a sexist xenophobe. He's a gangster. He runs scams. Find me the pious fucking politician. Find me one politician that isn't running shit under the table. I'm not here trying to convince you that this dude is all he claims to be. All I know is whatever scam that he runs makes me money. I mean, we have homeless everywhere. We have illegals everywhere just setting up shop on the sidewalks. And every single time I turn on the news, like I turned on the news last night, and they had arrested these 3 fellas who were running a phone stealing scheme. They were going to the EDC concert here in Vegas, and they were caught with like 50 phones apiece. And they put their names and pictures up. Anybody want to take a guess what these guys' names and faces look like? They were fucking illegals from like Venezuela or some shit. Right? Every single fucking time. Every time somebody gets stabbed or mugged or robbed on Fremont Street, it's one of these cartel illegals. Every fucking time. It's like not even funny anymore. They go, "You're a racist xenophobe." No, it's about people coming into the country who have nothing to lose, have no other way to make a living, they don't have a pathway to get a real job, and shit cost 3-4 times, it cost 100 times what they were paying for shit in Mexico. And they gotta eat, they need money, and if they can't get a legal job, they got nowhere to live and they need food. And they also have to pay off the coyote cartels that brought them in the first place. They're probably being trafficked and told, if you don't fucking produce some money for us, we'll cut your goddamn head off. And so they have to go out there and prostitute, sell drugs, steal catalytic converters, steal phones. Otherwise, they're going to get fucked. Go to that Watch People Die website, Watch People Die, and click on cartels, keyword, and watch as they take women, children, and shoot them in the head, cut their heads off, and go, "You owe us money." And whose fault is it? Joe Biden's fault. Because if we made it so they couldn't come across, they wouldn't be trafficked. It's as simple as that. Make it so they can't come, and that there's no place for, they're caught, and they're thrown right back in. Not like, "Oh, come on in." Fucking troops standing there. "Come on in, here you go, the line form's over there." No. You get a 50 caliber and a flamethrower. Go back to the other side. Other side. Andale. Then, oh shit, there's no welcome wagon. I don't get a free phone and a gift card. I think I'll go back to Mexico. Here's a towel. What did you think was going to happen? Oh, hey, we're just going to print out trillions of dollars and send it to Ukraine so they can fight Russia. And oh, by the way, that's going to destroy all of our imported fucking oil and gas. So there's a diatribe that I didn't feel like going into. But what I can tell you for sure is if for some reason they assassinate or prevent Trump from becoming the president, and Biden becomes president again, like, I've never been one of these guys to follow, like, you know, is the world going to fall apart? No. But the rich are going to be not rich and spend money. The poor are going to get really poor. And you're going to see crime. You're going to see homelessness. And what's going to happen is the stores are just going to go out of business. What did CVS and Walgreens do when they were overrun by crime? They just went out of business. Well, fuck it. We'll just close the store. Then we won't get robbed anymore. Okay. And that's what happens. So if you think that anything good will come out of fucking with this Trump guy, you are wrong. Wow, this thing is slick. We use that slick detailer. Hippie came in here and polished this whole thing out. And it's like, look at this thing. Watch, like, that just left a mark. But I'm just saying, like, nothing will stick to, it's like fucking slick like ice. Anyway, you're gonna have to start stealing like all the fucking Guillermos out there and whatever. All right, enough of that shit. I'm trying not to think about it. You know, I don't want to get into politics. I don't want to do that shit. But what the fuck are we gonna do? You know, it's like, this is a major situation that we're dealing with. What fucking box am I looking at in this picture? Oh, that's the table, I see. Anyway, okay, going back to the subject at hand. What I wanted to do was I wanted to do a video about sealed beam headlights, and I wanted to talk about, don't get me fired up again, you guys, come on. So, I wanted to talk about the history of sealed beam headlights, why they used them, why they went away, and why I'm putting LEDs in there now. And I'm going to do that out of order. Right now I just want to show me doing the work. And the thing about it is, I might need to use that tripod. Where's my other mini tripod at? It's right here. I might need to set this up somewhere. So, because I think that there's a lot of people out there that don't know or don't know how to just change a fucking light bulb. But they're like, how do you put the LEDs, how does that work? So I'm going to explain it. That was the plan anyway. So let me shoot some of this video. I'm going to start over here. Hold on. Okay, so I'm inside my little air-conditioned room here where I have the Corniche. There's not a lot of room, so I only have about 2 feet of space in between where the car and the wall is to work. So I'm going to pull this bezel off and pull these light bulbs out and swap them out. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that, and I'll show you what I'm going to use. Alright, so what I might do is just take this chair, if it's not too much in the way. You guys like watching the behind the scenes? Is that fun for you? This is I'm retired deputy. I call her to my heart. Orange jumpsuit will suit his complexion. There's so many, there's Let's see. I know. There's people there's people who get me started again. You know, the people that are anti-Trump are the same people that are, you know, they're there's people out there who want to destroy America, right? They want to destroy they don't want you to be happy. They don't want you to have safety. You know, there's people out there that are evil. They're evil. You know, I'm not really a Christian, okay? I think I've mentioned this before. I'm an atheist. I'm not a religious person. But I do understand the difference between good and evil. There's evil out there. There's evil people in the world. There's devil worshippers. There's people that they want to kill children. They want to kill people. They want people who do good in the world to not be, because they're evil. I'm not talking about demons, supernatural things. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. But there's people that are evil. They don't like the cops. They don't like the church. They don't like teachers. They don't like knowledge. They don't like freedom. They don't want people to be able to protect themselves and have guns to protect themselves and their family because they want to be able to steal from them. There's people out there who they don't like Trump. They don't like Republicans because what do Republicans stand for? Republicans want you to make your own money and keep it. They want you to be able to raise your children how you want and believe the religion you want. They want you to be able, you know, Republicans want to, you know, like own their own homes, own their own property, right? They want to pay the least amount of tax. They want to keep the most amount of their money. Republicans want to have hereditary wealth, that you build wealth for your family and your name and you pass that down to your children. And people that there are these liberals and these Democrats, because of their complete failure in the world, they want to own nothing and be happy. They want to drive plastic cars. They want to pay rent. They don't want to own a house, right? They want all inclusion. They want to destroy all of their own race. They might be white people and they want to destroy white people. They believe everybody should just be one muddy brown with brown eyes. They don't want white culture to exist. They don't want people from England or France or Germany or Switzerland or Denmark or you know, Ukraine or Russia or Poland or Spain or any of the white people. They don't want white people to exist and have culture. They only want to support people that are the minorities. They want to be judged by not the color of their skin, but the content of their character, which is what we've been doing. We've been judging you by the content of your character, and your character is shit. Because they think that everybody's a racist. You know, if a white person celebrates their fucking heritage, I'm fucking Scottish and English. This is an English car. I'm celebrating my English heritage. English people built this fucking car. Also invented all the fucking shit that you enjoy, by the way. But, you know, they want to destroy all that. And they live here in this United States. These are the same people that are saying death to America and free Palestine and all this other shit. They're fucking Nazis. They're fascists. They're pieces of shit. And they use those same words and apply them to the things that they are accusing other people. You don't find fucking, you don't find Republican guys with, you know, big American flags on their trucks going and protesting and fucking with these other people. No, it's the other way around. It's the other way around. You don't see Republicans fucking with anybody. Think about this. When all those Black Lives Matter rallies were happening, not one single group of fucking Nazi Klan people showed up and wiped them out. They would have been like picking fish in a barrel. Like, there's 10,000 pissed off black people. Oh, well, here comes all the Republicans with all their guns. Just it didn't happen, not one time. You know why? Because there's no Klan. There's no fucking white supremacy. There's no institutional racism. There's 5 or 6 stupid rednecks that run around that are fucking dumb racist. But all that shit's dumb. It's stupid. Because in a country with 70% white people, how the fuck did minorities get the things that they got? Because white people helped them get the voting and their rights. That's how it happened. They didn't win it through fighting or through war. You know? Like, I've talked about this math before. You got 12% black people, right? So that means half of those people are men. So that's 6% black people. So out of that 6% black people in the United States, how many of them are fighting age? Let's say 4%. So how the fuck did 4% of the population take over? They didn't. White people all looked at each other and said, you know what? there's some fucked up shit going on here, and we're going to fix it. We're going to fix this institutional racism. We're going to fix these Jim Crow laws. We're going to make it so that everybody's equal and everybody has the same chance. And that's what happened in 1965. And guess what? There's people out there that make money by by making victims out of people and profiting off of them. Those are the same people that sold the slaves back in the fucking 1800s. And they're doing it today. And they all have blue hair and they voted for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is the same guy that says, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Joe Biden is the same guy that said he didn't want his children being bussed into the inner city with the black people because they were going to live in a jungle. Joe Biden spoke at the fucking funeral of a Klansman. Joe Biden railed against gay marriage. Joe Biden, like, is the biggest hypocrite motherfucker you've ever seen in your life. Meanwhile, Donald Trump, who people was on Donahue, Oprah, fucking all these other places supporting gay marriage, was the darling child of the NAACP. Had people like fucking all these black leaders sending him awards, giving him an NAACP award because of all of the things he did in the inner city in New York. And all that shit goes right out the window when he became a Republican, because the Democrats were supposed to teach you that Republicans are bad people. Well, who are Republicans? Right? Who are these people? Think about it. The guy that runs the plumbing store, the guy that fixes your fucking, who builds a house for you. Like, who? That's more than half of the country. Right? People who run their own businesses and want to be in charge of their own lives. Farmers. The people who grow your food. The people that build your cars. It's funny how you notice that all the people that are Trump supporters are people who work for a living and build the shit that you buy. Imagine that. And that the people who support Biden and hate Trump are people who work for other people. There's a big difference between signing the front of the check and signing the back of the check. All the people who sign the back of the check, those are the Democrat people. You're not going to find anybody who signs the front of the check who's a fucking Democrat. Because as soon as you start looking at where your money goes, you go, wait a minute. Why are you taking a third of my fucking money to give to this asshole? Right? Republicans pay tax. Democrats take your tax. So some blue-haired fucking clown who's never going to own a house, who's never going to own anything, who thinks he's smart because he got 2 years of college before he dropped out, who's working at a weed store, who hates Donald Trump, is going to sit there and try to tell you about life. He'll never, ever be anything. And that anger that's inside him comes out in the form of being, a Democrat. It's who they are. Losers. Losers at life. And just because they found 5 or 6 celebrities that are all Democrats, the rest of the world is failing under their policies. If you live in that fucking apartment across the way and you can barely afford to buy any food, that's Democrats. Right? Go find a guy who lives out in the middle of fucking Tulsa with a 20-acre ranch, driving a brand new $100,000 truck. I guarantee you he's not a Democrat. Those guys hate me. Those blue-haired motherfuckers hate me. They go, oh, look at this white guy with 4 Rolls Royces and 15 cars in his giant house. Fuck him. He's probably a racist, xenophobe. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to put on a dress. It's the same fucking shit. Of course they hate me. Because I represent everything they'll never be. Because they're too fucking weak to do it. Right? They got the participation trophy. Oh, glad you showed up. They're not willing to put in the work. They're not willing to put in the time. They're not willing to go out there and do it. Oh, I work hard. What, at Burger King? Motherfucker. Yeah, like I worked at Jack in the Box when I was 16. Like, but I got out there and busted balls. These bunch of motherfuckers are 45 years old, still clocking in at the fucking grocery store. Would you like paper or plastic? Yeah, they're pissed off because they made a bunch of bad mistakes. Oh, you don't understand. I've got an addiction. My dad used to yell at me. I'm gonna do heroin. Fuck you, fucking pussy. Hey, how about spend your whole life, don't get anybody pregnant, don't drink, don't do drugs, don't smoke cigarettes, don't draw cartoons on your fucking face, and think you're gonna go to work with a fucking thing on your face. Oh, I have a demon tattooed on my face. No one will hire me. No shit, stupid. You can't cancel me, because I don't work for anybody. I work for me. Cancel my balls. Because even if YouTube kicks me off YouTube, who gives a I mean, that would suck. I like being on YouTube, but I'm just saying, it's like, I don't make my money living off of YouTube. You know what I mean? And people are like, oh, you think you're so tough. Whatever, I mean, like, everybody, anything could happen to anybody, but if you come over that wall, you'll be on a website called Watch People Die from one of my many Ring cameras. It says, homeowner blows fucking idiot's brains out in his parking lot. There's, imagine me cleaning. Where's my rag? What did I do with my rag? Hold on. Look how these Democrats' brains slide off my freshly waxed Rolls Royce. Look at that. Oh, there's a blue hair here. Yeah, mop that up. You fucking bitch. These fucking idiots. They're mad because they'll never, ever, ever get their shit together. Why? Because they want to go out and get high. They want to steal. They don't want to fucking put in the time and the effort and the work. They're fucking lazy. I got all kinds of excuses. I grew up on my Indian reservation. I watched my whole fucking family die. Watched my alcoholic stepbrother die, my brother Doug, my brother Marty. My mom smoking weed. She was married to some Indian alcoholic fuck. The entire Indian reservation is so alcoholic that if you go stay at an Indian casino, you're not allowed to bring alcohol. There's no alcohol in the room. I went to stay at an Indian reservation casino, the Sky City Casino, and they had a sign, no alcohol on the premises. I'm like, can't handle firewater. I'm like, give me a break. That's the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Republicans know how to self-regulate. A Republican will get a license to carry a pistol and not shoot anybody with it. Will not commit any crimes. But a Democrat who doesn't have the right to have a gun because they're felons will steal a gun and use it to shoot somebody. But guess who's the bad guy? Oh, we got to take away guns because they're bad. They're not bad for a Republican who never shoots anybody because he's a responsible human being. They're only bad to Democrat illegal cartel members who steal guns and use them to commit crimes. So why should we take away the right of the guy who's the good guy versus the right of the bad guy? That's Democrat logic. Because a Democrat can't self-regulate. That's why you have your average addicted, drug-using, pot-smoking, drinking, tattooed face fucktard is almost always a Democrat. Because that's the mindset of the self-destructive loser. That's why they vote for people who continue to oppress them, and they're not even smart enough to figure that out. Which is the point. All right, I gotta change these fucking headlights. Stop egging me on, you fucks. It's funny. I wish I could fucking say this shit the way I'm gonna have to delete this whole video. Trump said it all when he said, they're not after me, they're after you, and I'm in the way. Wow, no shit. So, did he pull some shenanigans? Did he grease some palms? Did he have to pay off some fucking people? Yeah, he did, because that's how the game works. I'm not even worried about it. Where's my phone? I forgot what I was doing. All right. Jesus. Just saying, people, all these fucking people celebrating, hoping that Trump gets whatever. Like, oh, you're going to be celebrating when you go to the store and you can't afford to buy bread, can't afford your rent. All these same motherfuckers are all complaining and stomping and screaming that, oh, I can't afford my rent. I can't afford to own a house. Well, that's your fault. You keep voting for the people who are making that, who you'll own nothing and be happy. It came out of their fucking mouth. They said it out loud. Anyway. They literally said it out loud. And you fucking still support him. You still voted for him. It's unbelievable. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work where I want to put it. I'm trying to set this here. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I can see myself on camera here. Yeah. Here, let me adjust. I'll adjust the camera for you so you can see just instead of just the tip of my head. First thing I got to do is take these bezels off so I can access the headlights. This will be super easy. There's just one screw on the front of this Rolls-Royce Corniche holding this bezel on. Not much to it. Now this is a imported European model that had headlight washer nozzles on it, so it's going to have these this little plastic tube here, but we're going to take this off. It shouldn't be hard to do. The USA models didn't have the headlight washers. Okay, that's not what I have. Hold on a second, I just realized something. Is this metal or plastic? I think it's metal. I think it's stainless steel. Yes, it is. Because I was thinking it was. I can't tell. I think that's stamped stainless steel. Yes. I would be very upset if it was plastic. It should be plastic. Okay. Set that down. All right. I need to. Really need a tripod. Let me get this camera. Okay. There's just a couple of retaining screws that hold these headlights in. They come out really easily. There's just this little stainless bezel. We're going to take these screws out and these headlights will be right out. Now don't forget, you have low beams on the outside, high beams on the inside. This is the dual headlight system that was initiated in 1957. So all cars after 1958 had to have these dual high and low beams. They then later condensed them into single lights as well that was acceptable, but we'll go more into that later. But let me get these out. Okay, I gotta figure out this is in the way. I'll use this can of drinks here as a platform. I'm not using my microphone, I just realized, damn it. Okay, we're just going to loosen these up. This will be really easy because the way this is designed, you don't have to take them all the way off. You only have to loosen them in order to rotate this ring and take it off just like that. Although this one screw came out anyway. Okay, and that's all there is to it. This little bezel sets aside. I mean, you can change these these are probably maybe the original headlights. Maybe they've been changed, but probably not because they're kind of dim. These are just Wagner sealed beams. You can still buy these from the local hardware store, or not the hardware store, but the automotive store. Now looking at them, I don't know if you can see inside there, but some of the reflective mirroring has come off. You can see where they've applied that mirror to the back of the glass. So one of the reasons they're not very bright because they've lost a lot of their reflectivity, and the bulbs, the halogen bulbs, have obviously dimmed down quite a bit. So they're just not very bright. You can barely see them on the road. But we're going to fix that. So we're going to set this aside, and I'm going to show you how we're going to replace it. I should have put this stuff over here. And I don't know which of these lights is which. Okay, they're both H4 high and low beams. Okay, so these are both the same. I think it's just how you wire it, basically. Okay, like most modern cars, you have these bulbs that can be put in through the back of your headlight. These are LED versions. These are the H4s, which are a high and low beam switchable. And we're going to put these in, but how do you do that? Well, that's the trick. So I've got these from, this is not a sponsored video, this is Octane Lighting. I bought these on Amazon or whatever. I'll post a link to these or similar ones that are just like them so that you can find what you're looking for. But most cars are going to have this size of headlight. Now, here's the thing though. This was an interesting package that I particularly bought because these came with bulbs and adapters already, and then they also gave you an extra set of bulbs. And I don't understand why I have two sets of bulbs, because this already has the bulbs in them, and you can see that they both have the 3 prongs. Okay, and check it out. They came with this adapter here. Let's set this down so I can open this. And this adapter converts the 3 to a 2 prong. And the reason that is for the high beams, they use a different connector. The low beams use the 3 prong, and that's just on this particular car. Your car might be slightly different, but this is pretty much the norm. So what would happen is this would plug in to that, and then that would plug in to your other high beam. And what it does is, so obviously what's happening here is one of these is a ground, one of these is a positive. So clearly one of these is for the low beam, and one of these is for the high beam. So I'm going to say that this middle one is going to be your low beam, and this one over here is going to be your high beam, obviously based on the fact that the 2 prongs are where they are. However, let's take a look at the bulb that's in here. There's a little rubber cowl. You have this little spring-loaded clip, which could be done with just your fingers, I imagine, to access the bulb. And there's the bulb. So here's why it comes with extra bulbs. Because these ship with actual, these are probably xenon bulbs based on their blue coating. Okay? So these are going to be 6,000 K, xenon halogen bulbs. So whatever these are. So this kit, it came with those light bulbs in there, but they know that nobody wants those. People want these cool LEDs. I'm not sure how to open this box. We're going to find out here. There we go. Now, my only concern is that these physically have enough room in there to fit. But let's take a look at what's happening here. So this is your LED bulb, which has this little ballast adapter and then your plug. So we want to place that into your housing. So what they've done that's really cool is they've basically just made, just like this sealed beam, which obviously it's a sealed beam, they've made an unsealed beam. So this is a glass headlight that looks factory. It looks just like the original, which is what I wanted, right? It looks pretty much the same.
I didn't want some kind of goofy dots or refocus thing or projectors. I want this thing to look like its original vintage cool self. So, I don't know if there's a direction to this headlight. It looks like there is, so where the writing is. So that's going to be the front. And I don't think there's a direction for this bulb, but there might be. It's keyed. So it's keyed in a way that you can only put it in like that, right? And then we'll carefully put the spring clip back in, which holds it in very easily, like that. Now what's crazy is these bulbs get hot. There's actually little electric fans on the back of these bulbs that help try to cool the bulbs. That's pretty crazy technology. So this should just plug right in here. Simple as that. What I'm concerned about is now I've got this plug. Get that in there correctly. And what I should have done is put a little lithium grease on this to protect it from corrosion. This car's never going to get wet. This car lives in Las Vegas. It's out in the desert. It's never going to get wet. So let me see the direction of this. That's the bottom. I got to fit all this stuff back in here. So I'm going to figure, I'm hoping that everything fits in the hole. There's a lot of stuff here. There's this wiring here, this plug, and this thing. So I'm going to just try to wrap it all around. You want it to be preferably at the bottom, but there may not be room for it all. Let's see if we can get this hole in here. It's kind of a mess. All right, now, this has a little notch right there to key it into place. Look at that. So, I need my trim ring. Where did I put my? It's right there. Now, this trim ring, this is again one of those things where you wish you had a helper. This is just going to go on like this and fit right over these two screws. Oh, how it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Hold on. And it should rotate like that. Now remember, we don't want to rotate the headlight because it's not going to fit in the key. Hold on. There's a keyhole. Remember? There's a little notch right there that keeps the headlight upright. I'm having a little problem keeping it in there. And it may be because of the stuff that's in the back. Let me take a look. I'm going to have to edit all this out. I look like an idiot. Let's see. There we go. Ooh. Okay. There we go. Come on. The hardest part is keeping it into that little notch. That's the hardest part. There it is. Because it's wanting to move. And also getting this in the right direction. Come on. What am I doing wrong here? What the hell? What the hell? I gotta edit all this out. Oh, I'm going in the wrong screw. That's the adjustment screw. That's why I'm trying to put it in the wrong peg. I don't think it matters which direction this turns. There we go. Okay. Alright, where did that other little screw go? It's right there. Now before I get all this super tight, I really should have put this little screw in first. There we go. Let's go flick on the switch and see if it comes on. Actually, I don't need to open the door. Oh boy, what a difference that is. Oh yeah. You can see that on the camera. But take a look. Oh yeah, take a look at the wall there. Just the difference between that LED and the other bulb. Wow, that's a difference. You can already tell, like, not only is it just clean and brisk white, but look at the coverage. You know, so you can imagine that 30, 40 feet out, and where that other one, just a huge difference. Wow, that's really, really big difference. Boy, that's bright as fuck. I'm very, very happy with it. How you guys doing out there watching me film? So yeah, you guys can see that when I'm making when you watch one of my videos that's 10 or 20 minutes, you might be watching something that took me not only many hours, but days, many days. This one's going to be even harder to fit in because it's got this adapter. And quite frankly, I don't even need the high beams. I'm never going to use the high beams. And the high beam switch isn't even really easy to get to because when I put that carpet in, it messed it up. Okay. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure this is tight, which I think it is. And I don't even think it needs any readjustment. I think it's already where it needs to be. So I'm going to loosen up this one here. And it should be just a simple swap just like the other one. Except we're going to have the adapter on there for the bright light. So, you know, the first one's always the hardest. Once you kind of get the hang of it, look at that. That just comes right. Look at there's some leaves and crud in there. This is interesting. This one just has these two wires. Oh, that's the label that used to be on the light, which is a Wagner 12 volt something. This doesn't even have a plug adapter. Luckily, I think I know which one is which, based on the fact that that one's got a stripe on it, and that one doesn't. So, the whole peg just broke off. That light probably wasn't even working in the first place, unless I just broke it off now. I might. Oh, there. Okay, there it goes. Okay, so I need to take this off, and I just realized. I bet I wonder if anybody noticed that I forgot to put the rubber cap back on there. However, I don't think it's even possible once you put this bulb in. That rubber cap's not going to fit back on there, so I guess it doesn't matter. I'm going to put this on. And I've already added the adapter. Again, this is never going to see water. It's never going to get wet. Because I'll never wash this car with water. It'll only ever be wiped down as a convertible. It's never going to be driven in the rain. I mean, the chances of me being out and caught in the rain in Las Vegas is just, it's probably not going to happen. Could. It could. Anything could happen, but I'm going to go with probably won't. This one doesn't want to go back into its slot. There we go. So this one's a little bit trickier simply because I'm just gonna guess based on, well, how do I know which direction this goes? Okay, well this one's got a black wire. I'm gonna guess that that's the ground and this is the ground. And I'm probably gonna need the help of a pair of pliers for this because, yeah, it's not the same size. And sometimes you're gonna encounter these issues. This might have been easier without the bulb being attached, but I know that this is the ground, and this is the one that was so tight that it broke the tab off the other one. So this is going to need a little help, and there's a trick you can do for this. You take your screwdriver, you hold this, and you just widen it out. You just turn it like this, and you can spread those tangs out a bit. I don't want to go too much. I don't want to break this, because then I'd have to rewire it, and that would suck. Let's see if that helped enough. Oh yeah, there we go, that's what I want. Nice tight connection. The only thing that I'm worried about here, that I'm concerned about, and I think I'm going to address, is the fact that this hot wire here could potentially flop around, because normally on the back of the bulb, there's no way for it to ever touch this wall, but now it's moving around. So I'm going to shield it by putting on a protective sleeve. So let me get a I'm going to chalk this up to experience, because I've blown a few fuses in my day. So I'm going to put this piece of heat shrink on the wire. Then I'm going to, since I know that this one is probably spread out, or needs to be spread out, I'm going to do the same to it again. You know, you might have watched this whole video and you're like, yeah, Bob, yeah, I know how to plug in a light bulb. But it was this one little part that might have saved you a major fuse blowing problem, where you hit a bump and then all of a sudden fuse pops and you're like, what happened? Well, because what happened was you put this adapter in, you got this hot wire here, your headlight, all of a sudden you go over a pothole and then your lights pop and you're, what's going on? What happened? It was because this was flopping around in there unprotected, and then all of a sudden you've blown out a fuse, a relay, a headlight, dash lights, who knows what else is on this thing. And then all of a sudden you got no lights and you can't figure it out. What happened? And no one would ever think, oh, well, this thing is flopping around in there. But by putting a piece of heat shrink tubing right there, now that hot wire is protected. And really, I should probably do it to both of them, but I'm going to assume that that's a black ground wire. We know it is. This is not a positive earth car, which those do exist, where the ground is backwards, but this is not the case on this car. So, because the reason I did that was because, like I said, the back of the light bulb's protected, but now this thing is all flippity-floppity around. So, look at how much stuff there is now in here. And that all has to just drape in here, and all has to be stuffed in. Yeah, and that would be totally arcing out right now, hitting the metal. You wouldn't know it till you went to go use it, because you're like, yeah, who would even know? It really should be wrapped even more than that, but I think it's going to be fine. And quite frankly, I don't think I will ever even one time use the bright lights in this car. Because, well, I don't know, maybe I'll take some crazy desert run. And I'll be out in the middle of the desert. Probably not. For some reason, this doesn't want to rotate. And it must be locking onto the bulb somehow. Come on. Rotate for daddy. I can't get it to lock. There it goes. No, it didn't, because the bottom. There we go, finally. That was just a little stubborn, that's all. Sometimes things are stubborn. Like voters. Alright. Okay, I should probably test it. Which means I have to get in the car. Because there's a foot switch. And I probably should have the power on. Oh yeah. Well, that's nice and bright. That's great. I like it. I like it. I like it! Ah, fuck. I sat my fat ass down. The thing is way over there. Getting old sucks. Oh. Alright, now I can put this back together. I'll never ever use this headlight washer, because it will ruin the finish. Okay. Yeah, a lot of Rolls-Royce experts reached out to me to tell me. They said, you know, Bob, your car is not an American imported car. It's it was originally made for another country and then imported into the United States because the USA cars didn't have the headlight washers, and there's also supposed to be a little arm here that brushes the lights. And also, this car is carbureted, and by 1985, this would have been fuel injected. I'm so grateful that I got the carbureted one and not the Bosch fuel injected one. Which is one of the reasons it runs so great. I would be upset if it was if it was the fuel injected one, it probably wouldn't run. This screwdriver is just a little too big for this hole. That's a lot, but it's in there. Okay. Let me move to the other side. I'm gonna have to move this camera over here. I don't know what I'll do. I'll just put it in a drawer. That works. That might work. I'm gonna move all my stuff. So unfortunately, guys, I have to turn my back, I guess, because oops. I guess I could bring the camera over here. I could do that for you because I love you.
The thing is, I've got it way too high up in the air. Hold on. Sorry. Moving things around here. Let's just ask a stupid question. How do you avoid someone ripping the hood ornament off? You don't. You just have to hope nobody does. To park in a good area. And that's why the new cars, they retract, because that got to be such a problem that they had to come up with a solution, and that was the solution. Just making it, you know, go down. I don't know if this is a good angle for me to work. Let me see the camera angle here. The problem is you can see me, you just can't see the work. I kind of need it to be, I kind of need to swap them out. I need my tripod. So, I need to use this. So, here, hold on. Switch them out. One of the things I hate about the fucking iPhone is the goddamn button. You know, there's no way to grab this motherfucker without hitting the fucking buttons. You know, like you can't grab it without hitting either the volume button or the power button. You know, like I wish you could somehow lock those in film mode, or you know, like a lockout button, a mode or something where you know you can manhandle this thing. Because when you're trying to grab the bitch, move it around, you know, you're constantly, you have to be really careful, because if I'm trying to put this thing in the holder, like right now it's losing its fucking mind. And if I put it in the holder wrong, you know, it would turn this phone off or stop recording or whatever. And that's something that happens to me all the time. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side, and we'll be cruising down the road nice and bright. Oof. It was rough. I think I'll just speed up the process just a little bit and do both of them at the same time, kinda.
This is a lot easier to do than changing the light bulb on most modern cars. And look at that, this one has a rubber protector in there where the other one didn't. Oops, okay. We'll go ahead and start with this one. And this light bulb's in slightly better condition than the other one. Now, honestly, I probably could have just left these xenon, halogen lights in here, and they'd have been nice and bright, and not really a need to change them out and put the LEDs in. But one of the reasons I wanted the LEDs wasn't just for their clean, bright look, but they use less power. And one of the problems that you find on older cars is their power systems just start to slowly break down. Basically, like all the wiring, all the connections, every little connection from this connection to the light bulb, to the relay that it goes to, through the fuse block, through the switch and the dimmer, all of those get slowly corroded and they get worse and worse over time. And it all just causes a big drain on the system. And it's harder on the alternator, harder on the battery, and it just wears it down. But by putting a lower wattage, lower power consumption and amperage drain, it's not straining as hard. It's not working as hard. It's not having to charge the battery as much. It's not having to work the alternator. So the engine runs slightly cooler. It's not under load. You're not pumping as much power through. You're not getting as much heat running through the wires. So by changing all the lights out to LED, not only are they bright and they last a long time, but I'm probably taking several hundred watts off of the strain of the system of the power consumption of the car. So it's just not using as much power. And then, where you really see that being noticeable is like on a hot summer night. The hotter the alternator is, the harder it has to work. They work better in the cold. And so let's say it's a hot summer night, the electric fan is running, the blower motor is blowing ice cold air conditioning, the lights are on, the stereo is on, I'm sitting at a stoplight, I've got the turn signal on, which means the relay is clicking. I mean, I'm just working it to death. And that's when you start to notice, like, your lights dim with every blink of the light. You ever notice that on these? So that's when you know you're under a power strain and it needs to be repaired. Funny story about the DeLorean, which was made in Ireland, which is basically an English car. The Motorola, no, it wasn't the Motorola, it was the original Dulcier alternators that they put in. Well, when they tested them out in Ireland in the wintertime, they were building these cars in the winter of 1981, sending them over to the United States. Well, by the time they got to the U.S., it was summertime. Cars were arriving in California, and they were turning on the air conditioners. And guess what was happening? The cars were dying and weren't getting enough power because when they tested the systems out in the cold, well, they were in the cold, they were putting out tons of power. They were putting out, 90 amps or whatever it was. And they found that just wasn't enough to run the air conditioners and everything with the two fans running and the heat. So famously what had happened is, if you know who Johnny Carson is, the late night talk show host that ran the Tonight Show for many years, he was one of the early investors in the DeLorean. He gets in the car, the battery dies, the alternator fails, and he gets stuck, locked inside the car, and they had to come and and nobody had ever seen a DeLorean before. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to open the door. They had to pry him out of the car. He's never got in the car ever again. Never once drove the car again. And he was an investor, so he didn't go public bad-mouthing him. If he hadn't been an investor in the company, oh boy, he would have ripped him a new one. But anyway, I just tell you that long story to tell you that when you're dealing with these old cars, here's a 1985 old technology car, which used British Lucas wiring, which is just well known as not being great. And the English are good at certain stuff, but I'm going to say when it comes to this electrical, not so good. When it comes to things like stereos, lighting, no, not as good. Not as good. Other stuff they're pretty good at. You know, colonizing parts of the world, stealing all their antiquities. They're great at that shit. But electrical lighting, not so much. All right, I'm going to work on this. Wow, let's see. I don't know if this one needs to be spread out. It does. How'd you like that joke? You colonizers? I'm like, yep. I don't know why we have to apologize for everything we ever did. Never understood that. Used to be like proud to brag about, hey, we're the winners, we're the top people, we're unbeatable. Guess what? We're the shit. Now we have to be all ashamed. Oh, I'm so sorry that you're weak and we're more powerful than you. Boo-hoo, so sorry. Sorry, you're a loser. Bring back bullying. Bring back shame. You'll notice we never had school shooters back when the jocks used to beat the shit out of the nerds. Bullying works. All right, just like the other one, I've got this little prepared heat shrink sleeve I'm going to put over the hot side here to protect it. I'm going to put that on now. And I was smart because I learned this time not to connect the light and put the adapter on first. Now, there we go. And I also learned you drape this over and it hangs right there and everything fits right in there like that. Supposedly. You got that little notch that holds the key into place right there. That's the trick that you're looking for. There we go. That's what Daddy's looking for. All right. I see what's making it angry. That's the hardest part, is getting that little section. You almost have to take the bottom one out because it just doesn't look like enough. This would be great if you had another person to sit there and hold that for you. Here, hold this. Did your dad ever ask you to hold the flashlight? Are you traumatized? This is the hard part, is getting this to rotate. There we go. I got it to rotate. Probably should have tested this before I put it back together. Let's go test it now. I like it. I'm gonna turn the car on because I don't know if the brakes work. Put the car off. Bright lights. I guess they work with the car off or on. I love it. Well, I hate to just throw away those perfectly good halogen, xenon, whatever those are, bulbs, but I'm never gonna use them. Chances of me using those is pretty slim. And they just don't have a lot of value in the world. And I know somebody's watching going, man, I could have used those. I mean, if you run down to AutoZone or whatever and you buy some Sylvania, whatever, they're probably 30 bucks a pair. But I didn't pay a lot for this whole kit. There we go. Yeah. I'm just going to throw it all away. It's all about the trash. Now the car has headlights. These lights were so dim, you couldn't even see the road. They were bad. I'll set you over there for a minute. I gotta clean up here. Just had Hippie detail the car, and I got fingerprints all over it again. He's gonna come in and be like, what the hell? I had this all nice and clean. Got it all dirty again. I need to go wash my hands, they're all dirty.
All right. What the hell? All right. Put you back on the tripod here. Have to do it carefully so that it doesn't, like I said, turn it off. There we go. I guess I need to make it tall again. Hold on. Okay. How's that? You guys enjoy that rant? Let me see. Need some LEDs for taillights. I put LEDs in the taillight. He forgot the wheels though. What wheels? Yeah, lights fixed. What wheels? Oh, cleaning the wheels? Now he wiped them off. They look okay. Let's see. Yeah, Seinfeld getting shit. Seinfeld has fuck you money. You know, like Seinfeld never needs to work another day in his life. He's on a stupid level of rich, you know. And that's why, like, Michael Richards and stuff can get canceled, and who cares? He's got Seinfeld money. They didn't cancel Seinfeld. That show is playing on everywhere all the time. You know? And so he makes that Pop-Tart movie just for fun, just for goofing around. You know, he's bored. All right, let me try to get a little. I need to pull the car out, put it in the garage. Wow, that's an improvement. These lights are nice and bright now. So next project is to change out the blinkers and these running lights with LEDs so that they'll match. Now, I've got the car all the way against the wall here. It's hard to see, but I have already put LEDs in the taillights. We're going to talk about that. But basically, it was really simple. I just changed out these 1157 bulbs, and you know, if you could see in there, they actually have much more coverage than the regular incandescent bulb, and they're so much brighter. The fact that they light up a millisecond before the others, I don't think matters, but you can see how close I've got this against the wall, but that's how I had to fit it in here. So we're going to change out the turn signals next. Now I have the turn signals here actually. However, I wasn't going to do these now because I need to wait until I get the white running lights. I wanted to wait till I got those, and then I'd come back and shoot it later. Okay, we're going to talk about the turn signals. Now they are an 1156 bulb. Now I had tried to do this once already, and the ones that I got before from Oxido didn't have the built-in diode resistors. So supposedly these have a built-in resistance. So what I'm talking about is that a regular incandescent bulb uses so much power that resistance is how the blinker relay module works. It detects a certain amount of resistance, and then it knows to release and flash. So that what's happening is a relay is going click, 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 and it does that by detecting how much resistance is in the bulb. When you put an LED in, you're using so little power that it doesn't even detect that there's enough resistance to even operate. So the ones that I bought didn't work because you would have had to put in a separate load resistor in the system. I didn't want to wire that in. So I bought these bulbs, which are, I have no idea what this brand is, but we'll put a link to them in the description. I got them on Amazon. And they supposedly have a built-in resistor already in there. So we'll install those and they should flash, and hopefully they don't flash too quickly or too slowly. They'll do it at the right speed. We'll see what happens. So here's the thing. I'm not going to be able to do the blinkers now. Well, I could. I guess I could do the rears. Let me turn the lights off. But see, look, they're LEDs, so they're not using a lot of power. But anyway, oh, that's the running ones. Okay, so I wanted to wait till I had the other ones in hand before taking the lenses off and doing the work, because I'd have to do it all again twice. I could do the rears. No, I can't do the rear. Well, I guess I could. I'm just gonna wait though. I should have the other ones in another day or two. This is honestly one of the reasons I wear the same clothes. You know, it kind of really solidified when I was doing my television show. When I was doing my TV show Screen Machines, did anybody see my show Screen Machines? You can go on the Tubi platform and watch it free. You can watch it on Amazon Prime, but they charge $5. Honestly, if you can afford the $5, buy the $5 season on Amazon because there's no commercials and it's all 4K. Anyway, when I was doing the TV show, we were shooting things out of sequence and all that other stuff, and they said, well, just wear the same outfit. So have a show shooting outfit that you set aside. So what I did was, because back before 2013, 14, I used to change my clothes up a little bit, right? So what I did was I said, okay, I'm just going to buy like 5 of the same shirt, same pants, same suspenders, wore the same shoes, socks, just everything. So that I would come in every day with the same exact outfit and we would shoot out of sequence, right? Because like sometimes we would, I don't want to reveal all the tricks, but we would shoot things not in order always. And I just got so used to wearing the exact same shit every day. I just liked it. So if I take you into my closet, I have my Robert Graham shirts and my jackets and all that stuff, but I just have one section that's just this shirt. I have like 30 of them. And then I used to wear these pants called Diamond Gusset. They were motorcycle jeans that had like a little pocket for your balls. Swear to God. But for the last, 5 years or so, I've been wearing 7 for All Mankind jeans. I just love their jeans. They're expensive. They're like $200, but they're very durable and they're just like pajamas. They're so soft. These hold-up suspenders, they no longer make these. So what I mean is, these are the satin shiny red. They're called Regal Red. Notice how they're shiny satin? They don't make them in the shiny satin anymore. They only make the plain red cloth. And I'm so pissed because these are so durable because, you can clean them. You just wipe them down, I'll clean them, I'll wipe them down. And these suspenders last for years. I wear them every day. They're so well made. And anyway. So that's kind of how that started, I guess. I'm going to try this bulb out, see what happens. God damn, that's bright. Holy shit. Oh yeah, you'll see that coming. Holy fuck. Wow, that's bright. That's unnecessary. You look at the difference of a regular bulb, like this thing here, I mean, it's pretty bright, but it ain't as bright as that other one. Fuck. I can't even see. So anyway, I need to wait for my white bulbs to get in. When do they get in? Let's see. Let me check my Amazon. I've been Amazoning like crazy. Because, I'll give you an example, right? The phone that I'm using right now, I just got a brand new red Apple iPhone case. Now, I went on to apple.com. It's going to take a week or two to deliver. I went on Amazon. I ordered it last night. They delivered it this morning. See? Delivered today, red iPhone case. Ordered it last night. All right? When did I order these yellow bulbs? Delivered today. I don't know if it shows me what, but let me see. They were kind of expensive, these particular ones. These were like the best. They were $29, so they're $15 each. So consider, you used to be able to buy 2 bulbs for like $1. But these are badass. So that means I'm paying $60. But like these are the best. Like they are the best. They're CAN bus free, turn signal light, super bright, no error, blinkers with built-in load resistor. So if you want all that bullshit, they're expensive. It is, after all, Rolls Royce. I mean, come on. So the white bulbs aren't arriving until Sunday. So what they are basically super bright. They're 1156s, but they're super small globes that are super bright. So see how big this bulb is, right? You wanted the best, you got the best. So it's much smaller than this, so it's just like the globe is right down here without the balloon, and they're super bright white LEDs that run on the running lights. So I won't get those till Sunday. So I won't be able to finish this till Sunday. And I don't know if I'll, I'm dying to take the car out for a drive, Try it out. Maybe I will. It's not hard to pull out. All I gotta do is open the door and pull it out. Let's see, retrofitting to an extent, you get what you pay for. But yeah, if you're gonna go through all the work, I mean, these bulbs will never have to be changed again. I say that, knock on wood. I mean, any kind of Chinese shit can break, but I'll assume they're gonna last the life of the car. You know what I mean? What was it? Somebody said something, let's see. Amazon really got their shit together when it comes to shipping. Let's see here. If you ever see Bob in green suspenders. So it's funny you say that. I didn't order green ones, but I did just order white ones and black ones. The white ones I'm gonna wear because I bought some colorful summer shirts that I'm gonna, I bought a pink shirt. A pink shirt. And white pants. Not fucking shorts. But there are times that, let's say I'm gonna take this Corniche out to a park or an event. That's a summer event, right? It's a daytime summer event. You don't wear black all the fucking time. You look like a goofball, like going to a funeral. So I'm gonna wear nice white pants and a nice pink or blue shirt, but I still want to wear the suspenders. So I'll have the white suspenders under the shirt. And so what I'll wear is an underwear shirt, like a Hanes, like a wife beater. So I'll wear a shirt under it with the white suspenders, and then a nice summer shirt over that, right? And then a nice fedora or a Panama hat. And then you go in and have a cocktail at the pool. You dress, when it's 120 degrees and you're chilling, But my argument is this, is that you don't wear shorts if you're not in the pool. Like what you do is, when you go to the pools,
You go to a pool at a casino, they have a change room. You're not supposed to walk through the casino in your bathing suit with a towel. You wear your summer clothes, which are, like if you're a chick, you got a nice wrap or a sundress. And then you get to the pool, you take that off at your gazebo, your chair, and then you're in your swimsuit. Okay? So if you're a man, you'll wear your summer clothes, which are pants, some loafers. You can have some sockless loafers, that's fine. Some loafers, and a shirt, like a hat. And you get to the pool, right? And you take your shirt off, right? You take your loose pants off with your swim shorts underneath. You kick off your loafers, and maybe you got some sandals with you, and your towel, and you swim, and you lay in your chaise lounge. That's the proper way to dress. You dry yourself off. You go into the change room. You take your wet pants off. Put your shorts. Put your pants on. Your fucking loafers. Your shirt. And then you walk back to the casino to your room with your wet shorts and a little bag or something. And then you put on some fucking real clothes. And then you go to dinner with a jacket. That's what it is to be a man, you millennial fucks. Stop wearing shorts and flip-flops and Crocs in public. Dress like a man. Just wear fucking pants and shoes. Right? So I was at the market the other day when I bought this pink shirt, and they were selling what they call a walk-around suit. And a walk-around suit is just light slacks, right? With one of these shirts and a fedora. They were all that you could get them in blue and pink and white and green and all these different colors. Watch Scarface. Watch the movie Scarface. Watch them walking up and down the boardwalk. Look how they're dressed. Tony was wearing a nice white suit with the red shirt. That's a walk around. It was a light linen cotton suit, right? With the hat. And then Michelle Pfeiffer comes out. What is she wearing? A nice loose dress with a hat and sunglasses. It's Miami. Right? They were dressed like men. Now, when he was in the pool or the hot tub, he was in his shorts. But he didn't leave the fucking house in his shorts. Wouldn't be caught dead in public with his legs, his hairy legs out. If you're on the boat, if you're on the beach, that's why golfing outfits are what they are. Golfing outfit is pants. You're out on the green, you're wearing shoes. You don't go out to the golf course in shorts with fucking sandals. You fucking clown. Have some class. And I know there's people who watch me who go, but Bob, I wore shorts. Fucking stop. Grow up. Be part of this movement with me. Bring back being a man. This is how we've led to fucking men who think they're women. Because it's just one little thing after another. It's the shorts and the flip-flops, and then you're wearing a sundress and a wig. It's like, every time we let one little thing slide, it gets worse and worse and worse. Talking on your phone in a restaurant. If you're fucking sitting down in a restaurant and your phone rings, you first of all, before you walk in, you turn it off. And if somebody calls you, if it's an emergency, it's the hospital calling you about your mom. Excuse me, I have to take this call. And you get up and you go away from the people and yes, I'm at a restaurant, I'll call you back. You don't talk on the phone at the table. You classless fuck. It's just this shit that people have no class, and it's because either they didn't grow up with a dad or they grew up with a fucking dad who doesn't have any class either. Your dad is there to go, the fuck are you doing? Put that back. Don't touch. When I'm at a car show
and some little kid is like, "Wah!" and the dad doesn't come over and grab him by the ear, I will say to the dad, I go, control your boy. What are you doing? Knock the shit out of your fucking kid right now. Because when I was a kid, any adult was allowed to, like if I was a kid doing something, any adult would walk up and grab me by the ear. Hey, 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 where's your parents? And that's what's missing. This is why we have school shooters, right? This is why we have fucking blue-haired kids camping on the campus. Where's your goddamn parents? If I had a kid that was camping for Palestine, I would show up and grab that little motherfucker out of that tent and beat the fucking shit out of him in front of everybody and go, you've just lost your college privileges, no car, no inheritance, get your ass, fucking shave your head, or dye your hair fucking black again, get the fuck back to the house, or I'll beat the shit out of you again. That's being a parent! All these goddamn laws, Child Protective Services has done more damage to this fucking country. When you could beat the shit out of your kid for being an asshole, and I'm not talking about abusing your children and locking them in the closet, but goddamn it, there's a lot of kids that need the shit beat out of them. People are like, well, I don't know what happened in this country. Child Protective Services made it so you're not allowed to beat your kid. That's what happened. How the fuck are you supposed to discipline these little cocksuckers? That's why we have all these Democrats running around now. Couple of beatings could solve a lot. Okay. Do I take the car out? I think I might take the car out because I can't put the bulbs in until Sunday. So I'm going to take the car out and I'm going to go put it in the garage down below. Now I need to remember to unplug the charger, but first I gotta pull it out a bit. I don't think I can get to it. You cannot push this car. It will not push. You're not pushing shit. Alright. Alright, I gotta go put the car up, and you guys are just gonna have to hang out. Or I can stop it now. But just give me a minute. Let me pull it out. Excuse me while I whip this out. I don't see any puddles. There's like one little drop of oil there. Like not even the size of a dime. I'll take it. For a Rolls Royce, I'll take it. You guys like my rants? My old white guy rants? You're funny. I guess I should, I'm going to go ahead and end it now because I think I'm done. I'm going to go park the car and probably go get something to eat. I'm sure Eric will be calling me wanting to go eat soon. So, hope you had fun. I'll probably have to delete this. If you like what I'm saying, like, share, and subscribe. You know what to do. Can't help it.